Hey, what's going on, guys? So as you guys know, my name is Letzler. I'm in Anarchy Gaming and I'm a manager. And one thing that a manager does is I scout and I look for a lot of players. And with this, I've been asked a lot of questions about what do I need to do to join an org, what is the best thing I can do to join an org, and that's what this video is here for. I think this is just gonna be like kind of a guide from my opinion on what players should do if they want to join an org. I've been in the community for over a year now, so I definitely have an idea of what orgs look for and what I've been offered for in the past. And I'm just going to be playing some arena and chilling and talking to you guys about what, in my opinion, you guys need to do if you want to join an org. Okay, yeah guys, so before we get into the tips on what I would say is the best way to join an org, please make sure to drop a like on the video. It really does help support the channel and it really helps me grow. And if you are new, please don't forget to subscribe. We're really trying to push this YouTube thing this month to see how far we can get. And yeah, if you are new, subscribe and turn on the post notifications. So I think my first tip would definitely be, so I know a lot of people are pure comp players, and by that I mean they don't do a lot of content, they don't have a huge following, and well, firstly my advice if you're a comp player is to place consistently. And I know this may seem obvious, right, but I think a lot of people place here and there and then they expect orgs to offer them, when this is really not the case. What an org is looking for is a player that can place in 95% of the tournaments that they play and can really represent the org. Because what we're looking for as an org is mainly people who can show the org off in a positive light and always have us in the spotlight, you know what I mean? Because as an org, you're really trying to get your name out there, you're trying to show off your sponsors, and if you're only placing here and there inconsistently, then you're really not what an org is looking for, right? So obviously tip number one would be to place consistently and show to an org that you have the dedication and the skill to be placing as much as possible. And I mean, my second tip kind of helps to negate that, and it is to create as much content as you can. I think what I've learned from working with sponsors and being in Anarchy Gaming is that sponsors really do not care about your placements at all. What they do care about is what your impressions are, how many people you can put your product in front of. And that's why I think my second tip would definitely be to create content and try get as much content out as you can, whether that be streaming or making montages or anything like that. Because I think as someone wanting to get picked up by an org, we can clearly see like somebody like Luca is very valuable to an org, as they will put the sponsor's product, the sponsor of an org's product, right in front of many people, whereas somebody who places first in every tournament doesn't really do much for a sponsor. So what I would suggest is, if you guys really want to join an org, is to show that you guys have a commitment to content creation and stuff like that, because I think content creation might be the sole most important thing that you can do as a person in the community. Okay, let's see who's here that we can fight. I heard shooting, but I don't know where anyone's at. And also, if you guys, I wasn't sure what to do this video, cut commentary or just a face cam or whatever, but I decided to go with the content route and just put some Fortnite up and just talk naturally with you guys. So if you do enjoy this type of video, please let me know. And yeah, well, I mean, since we can't find anyone, I may as well get into the next tip. So yeah, the next tip is a pretty short one, but it's actually probably one of the most important ones. It's to keep a good reputation, because honestly, if somebody or the community looks upon you negatively, or they think that you're toxic or anything like that, then the chance of you joining an org goes down tremendously. I mean, if you think about it, if somebody in an org thinks you're toxic or that they dislike you for a negative reason, then this will completely hinder your chances of joining big orgs. And I've seen it before. I've seen top players nearly joining orgs and then a toxic rep come to bite them in the butt. So I mean, honestly, this one's a simple tip. Just try not to be toxic and just keep a good reputation, because I think that's one of the best things you could do if you want to join an org, apart from what I've already said. And yeah, what goes hand in hand in that is... Oh my gosh, okay, hold up. Okay, that guy was bad, but I'm worse because I'm not sitting close to my mouse pad, so my aim was horrendous. But yeah, we're not here for the gameplay, we're here for the tip, right? So yeah, what I would say next is create good relationships. I think one of the biggest things in ZA, and a lot of people will tell you, is that many of the orgs rely on you being known within the org and amongst the players. Like, you're not just gonna get picked up to one of the biggest orgs. Sorry. You're not just gonna get picked up to one of the biggest orgs without anybody in the org actually vouching for you or saying positive things about you. Therefore, I think the most important thing is to create relationships. I mean, if I speak about it from a personal perspective, I mean, before I joined AG, I was already creating great relationships with the teams. At the Raving Mad LAN, I was sitting with the team. I was hosting Sakaris at the time, and yeah, from this I basically just started to get known within the team. School Cup, after School Cup, I went to the AG dinner because obviously Sakaris was staying at my house, and yeah, AG started to know about me. And from that, I mean, once I started placing well, I was doing content on the side. The org definitely had already taken a liking to me, and I already had a good relationship in the team. I mean, if you look at a lot of our recent signings, such as Panda and stuff like that, a lot of these guys were already established players, but what really solidified them joining the team was the relationships they created at LANs and with members in the team. Like, for example, Panda at the School Cup qualifiers was he was chilling with us. He was doing a lot with the team, and I think this is important. Like, you're not just gonna join one of the top orgs without being known within the org and having anyone that can vouch for you. I mean, I'm sure Psycho has spoken about it before, how despite him placing really well in School Cup and having a really big YouTube, what really helped him join 80K was riots. So I mean, if you want to join an org, I think the most important thing is having people that can vouch for you in that org. And I mean, if you're a graphics designer or a video editor, I think one of the best things you can do is create content and help the people in your desired org for affordable prices, and like try and show them that you're very talented and can actually do good work. I mean, if you look at AG, when we were scouting graphics and stuff like that. Is this a real player? No. When we were scouting graphics, Callum was already making tons and tons of banners for us months and weeks before we picked him up. And I mean, if you're only planning on helping out the org once you've only joined, then I mean, as a graphics and a video editor, that doesn't really like show much to the org when there's people that, as you can see with AG Kiran, there's tons of people grinding to join the org. So I mean, showing your value is a great way to do that. And I mean, giving members, that just leads into the first topic where, like, if you give members great incentive to let you join, great quality stuff that you do if you're a video editor or a graphics designer, then I mean, that's just creating a relationship with the org. And when it comes to scouting people, then they're gonna remember you and they're gonna think you're a great person for the job. And I mean, yeah, that's why I think tip number 4, trading relationships might be the most underrated one, because I mean, everybody thinks as soon as they start placing and they what's it called, get big or well known, and they have the placements, they have the content, that they just have to get insta picked up. But what they forget is that there's a lot of underground work that goes. You have to join through like voting inside of orgs, and there's a lot of like background work that gets done in terms of reputation and also your relationships. So I think once you have your content and your actual video, I mean, what am I saying? Sorry, yeah, cut that. So yeah, I think relationships is probably one of the most important things that is underrated, because once you have your placements and your content doing really well, it's your relationships and your reputation that will actually get you into an org. I mean, look how many good players that have great placements and do content are still not picked up, mainly based off their reputation. I think one thing for me is that is you need to be authentic, because when you join an org, like any org at all, you're joining a family, and if you're not being authentic, if you're not keeping good relationships with the org, then you're actually just, if you're being unauthentic, then it's just gonna hit it. Man, yeah, so as I was saying, man, to end off, like, if you're just being unauthentic, if you're being fake, once you join a family, it's just gonna become apparent. And I think the biggest thing is just to be yourself and to respect your grind, because I'd say first thing you need to do is get to a place where you're happy with yourself and your growth. Like for me, I had many opportunities to join an org. I mean, I was offered to join an org 2 weeks into getting into the community, but I decided to stray off. I mean, the only org I've ever been in is Anarchy, and I've been offered by 5 or 6 orgs before that, and I decided that I'd rather join an org that knows my worth and that actually can help me, and focus on myself before I join a big org or any org at all. Because I think a lot of people join smaller orgs, they just end up like hindering themselves. Because I think the main thing you should do is just focus on growing yourself and placing well. And once you do that, all the big orgs will come chasing after you. I mean, look at Travis. He was a free agent for how long? And then he became really big content rise, fixed up his reputation, obviously had great placements, and he got picked up by one of the biggest orgs in South Africa. And I think that's the most important thing, guys, is that you don't have to join any org that is just there around the corner that's begging for you to join. You just have to focus on your growth, have good relationships with the people inside of big orgs and high community figures. I'd say content is a great way to get noticed and a great way to show that you're a valuable asset to the org, and consistency. Because I mean, at the end of the day, an org is most of the time a business. The big orgs, the ones that most people want to join. And therefore, if an org is a business, they want to see consistency, and they want to see you doing things for the org consistently. And yeah, that's why I think, guys, to summarize, just be yourself. Be consistent. Don't really like be toxic or anything like that, because at the end of the day, your reputation, it follows you. And a lot of people I've mentioned to join Anarchy have been shut down by higher ups, purely based on like quotes saying that he has an ego or stuff like that. So yeah, guys, just stay humble, stay on your grind, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it's not all around the place. And yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please drop a like. This is a bit different from what I normally do, so if you did enjoy the video, I mean, yeah, as I've said, drop a like, subscribe, share it wherever you want to if you think it can help anyone else. And yeah, my name's Letzler, and I'll see you in the next video.